what did you say, 50 or 60 dates in 3 months?
Oh yeah, it could be more.
That's
It's a
fucking.
lot, man. Today I've actually got 3 dates.
Thanks for making time in your busy date schedule.
Yeah, mate, yeah. We better hurry up. I'm sort of making up for lost time because I never
Fair
really
enough,
did
man.
this in my 20s. I never really did, I didn't know what I was doing. So now I've got the competence, the knowledge, and I'll bring more to the table than I ever have, ever.
Meet Miguel. He's a successful man and dad in his early 50s. From falling into a long marriage in his early 20s, which went downhill for years and ended, followed by some occasional and random dating built on luck, to taking full ownership of his dating life and in less than 3 months, going on an insane number of first dates with women of higher caliber than ever before. He had no idea this was even remotely possible, and he's here to help inspire you watching this to realize that any man can create the kind of dating and love life he wants. All you have to do is choose it, commit, and step into the fire. Here's Miguel. Miguel, welcome, buddy. Good to talk to you. And you started working on your dating officially on the 28th of the month, and by about the 8th or something of the next month, you had like 5 dates lined up. Before you started working on this, like really committing yourself to this, what did it look like since your relationship ended?
I'd had a crack at Bumble and Tinder maybe 6 months prior, and yeah, I obviously had some photos and they weren't that great. Threw them up. Didn't really have a great profile. Obviously, didn't really know what I was doing. Got like reasonably crappy results. I kind of matched with a number of women, but it wasn't sort of what I was chasing. There was a couple there that probably were down to kind of make things happen, but I didn't really know how to escalate. And I wasn't actually really that attracted to them in hindsight. And I was like, why am I even doing this? Like, this is not really what I'm chasing.
And how did it make you feel, especially coming out of a long marriage?
I didn't really date much at all. I guess I was one of those guys that, in his 20s, met a girl, married her, and then had a 20-year marriage. The last 5 to 10 years of that weren't great. And we kind of drifted apart. I never really had any kind of system or never really dated per se, never really dated lots of different women and tried to figure things out. I always sort of came across one that was interested and sort of thought, oh, that's cool. So I just sort of went with her. Pretty limited, actually.
There was no real system, lack of understanding about what the steps and processes were in terms of sparking chemistry and building a sexual tension within the interactions.
I felt like I'm a reasonably competent, attractive man. I was like, why the fuck am I not pulling more women? This is
Yeah.
this is some bullshit. No, there's got to be stuff I'm doing wrong here because there's things that I believe I've got to offer. So I'm not packaging it up right.
How was it making you feel generally? Was there any like sense of frustration, or was your self-esteem being hit, self-confidence? Like,
It's just frustration. Yeah, honestly, frustration. I'm 53, right? So I'm not a young man, and I've probably only got 10, 15 years maybe before I'm a really old guy. Do the best I can now. And I had a mate that pulled loads of chicks, and he's shorter than me. He's bald, got less money than me. I'm like, these are all the things that apparently women are chasing. So how am I missing out? But one thing I knew was he's very good with the texting, very good with the banter. And obviously that's an area that I've tried to work on and improve. The young women now in their 30s are just fucking like models, mate. And I was like, I've got to get a piece of this. This is ridiculous. How am I missing out on it? So yeah, just frustration, just annoyance.
what was the line in the sand that you arrived at that made you think that you had to do something about this?
I'm spending money on other shit, like I'm putting money into shares. I was thinking, but what am I doing for me? What am I doing to really, improve and make this man right now, today, happy? So I just thought, you know what, fuck it. And then I came across yourself and we had a chat and I was just like, you know what, worst case is it's money down the drain. Whatever. I've wasted a lot of money in my life. I thought, it
Haven't
seems
we
like
all?
there's a chance this might work out, mate. I thought, like, I'm literally, but I thought, worst case that can happen here is just, oh, well, cop it and go, oh, well, damn, drawing the line in the sand. That's it. We're doing it.
We've now been involved with each other for
Almost three months.
almost 3 months. And how are your dating results?
It's been super hectic. Like I've made it like a focus of my life. And so I just went really hard early on, as you know, with all your modules and all your stuff and learned quite a lot from that. And I was like, damn, there's a lot of cool stuff here. And obviously, when you jumped in and edited those photos of mine, it's like night and day, what you did there. You were able to pull together some nice photos I had that weren't being presented in the best way. And then obviously the advice around the profiles. It started on Tinder, and it was just like an explosion of likes and matches, and just insane, right?
Because it
And
was the other way
recently,
around when I first met you. You were like, I said, what's your worst dating app? And you said Tinder. And I remember you saying,
mate,
I haven't had a match on that in 2 years, or I haven't had a date or something like that.
Tinder for me in the past, it's just nothing, zero. It's insane. So it's almost like a different person. But yeah, I mean, as you said, like that's sort of step one. And then step two was, you got to be able to engage through the texting. And I use a lot of your guidance on that. And then honestly, that AI you've got, that's absolutely insane. I use that so much.
Do you?
Oh,
That's great.
so much. In terms of likes, so many, then matches. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I reckon it'd be, trying to think, between all the apps, it'd be hundreds, man, like hundreds. Decently attractive women. and,
How do
and
you?
mostly in their 30s and 40s. Nothing around my age, man, because like I've just found like the vibe with the older ladies is just not there. They're just, sadly, they've been beaten up by the world mostly. So how many first day? I mean, so many. I was just trying to think the other day. Like it's been 3 months. I mean, it'd be easy 50, 60. I don't know. It's almost averaging 3, 4 a week almost. It's crazy, right? Today I've actually got 3 dates.
Thanks for making time in your busy date schedule.
Yeah, mate, yeah. We better hurry up.
Yeah. Okay.
It's
No.
actually crazy. But as you know, there's a lot of dates, and then a lot of them turn to nothing. Basically, we did the horizontal tango, 3 different women, mate, 3 nights in a row, bang, bang, bang. That was a second purple patch after the first purple patch, which was 3 in a week. So like, so the action's been, fast and furious. But it's funny, it goes in peaks and valleys, and you've got to kind of work and build, and then suddenly you get this rush, and you're like, fuck, and like you have to turn chicks down even. Yeah, like I had one
Yeah.
message me yesterday, and I couldn't meet her because I was meeting someone else. But yeah, I've learned a lot, kind of, and yeah, you got to keep everything lighthearted, right? It's got to be one big flirt fest, and you kind of lead them down a certain path. And some women really respond to it. The one I was telling you about the other day, literally was dragging me back to my house. She couldn't wait. It's all good experience.
3 months ago,
Yeah,
basically the odd scarce date here, a random relationship, and now you're talking about 3 dates in a day, 5 dates in a week, maybe 50 or 60 dates over the last 3 months. What's that done?
maybe more. Yeah, who knows? Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy, man. That's
It's a
that's
lot, right?
that's
Because I've
big
just like
numbers.
said, fuck it, I'm just doing it. And like every woman that I can potentially line up to date, I've realized you've got to make it happen. Like you got to find time for it. Because if you push them out a week, they just disappear.
Hmm.
So you've got to make time. Lucky I've got a fairly flexible job. So
Yeah, I
yeah.
mean, even like, but that's you're doing big volume, man. Like that's massive,
That,
massive
is
volume.
that's really big, is it?
That's
Yeah.
big volume, bro. Like for a
Yeah.
businessman and a single dad, that's big volume. Like,
One thing I realized, Dan, is every opportunity missed is an opportunity missed.
so three
Yeah.
months ago, we identified that you didn't have any volume of options in your life. So what we did is we created a
Zero.
system and a process, and we maximized your online dating, and we created a way with which you could meet new women to date. Then we
Mm.
adjusted your communication skills. So we looked at how you were texting. We brought volume in. And so now with volume, what are you noticing the most once you've actually got dating options instead
Mm.
of focusing on just one girl or the one girl that's interested in you? You've created a system where you're bringing opportunities to you. What's
Yeah.
that changed in the game for you?
Yeah, it's massive, right? Like as you said, volume fixes everything. It really does because, like, yeah, every day I get up, my phone is lit up with loads of different messages from different people, from different angles, from WhatsApp, from fucking, this app, that app, and I've even started to take photos, like, and add them to their profile so I can remember who the hell's who in the zoo, mate. Like it's literally, I'm like, who the fuck's Chloe? Who the fuck's Claire? Who are these chicks? It's crazy. I know it sounds crazy. So this whole volume thing, like it's created this vibe where like I guess maybe I come across as A, not chasing, B, not even knowing who they are. And I think women actually, as much as you think that's bad, from what I'm learning and from what I've heard from you guys as well, and it's true, is it actually makes them want to chase you more. There's more women that are actually trying to sort of see me that I've even got time to see.
You flip the script from having no options and sort of hoping and
Mm,
waiting for a bit of luck. And
mm,
you've even got to the point where you've got more opportunity than you can actually have time for. And
literally.
so as a result, you have to be way more selective,
Mm,
and you don't have to tolerate things that you would potentially have tolerated
no.
in the past.
Oh
Um,
yeah, like in terms of tolerating thing, just on that, I've gotten quite ruthless, eh? Any kind of cheek, any kind of rubbish, any kind of attitude. I'll work with some of them depending on how hot they are. I do all things that in the past I would have never done because I'd have been thinking, oh, fuck, I don't want to upset her. If you're going to be rude or fun, I'm not going to deal with you. Like, because there's other women that are being really positive and fun and playful. So I'll deal with them instead, you know?
And you only experience that contrast when you've got a bit of volume happening. I mean, you've taken
Mm,
it to the extreme, but even just even just one or two new dates a week is enough to see that contrast and have that
yeah.
shift happening in the way you feel about it and the way you perceive it. And what it
Mm,
does is it removes that smell of the biggest thing that makes you attractive in this state is that you don't have a scent of neediness about you, and
mm,
it's a bit repulsive to women. And so what you've done is positioned yourself where you've got all these options. You can take your time getting to know women.
mm,
It creates a bit of a vacuum for her to lean into and invest in you. You're like, oh,
mm,
okay, well, if she's not going to contribute, I don't need to chase that. I don't need to justify
mm.
tolerating that in my life. And you can be more selective.
And the end result is to have just this flood of women coming at me, and then maybe out of that, I'll find, a partner.
Your results with women over the years have, you've had relationships, a bit of this, bit of that, but it's not really been an area that you've had any mastery in.
No.
And here you are going, I'm just going to hit it. 3 months down the track,
Mm.
everything's turned around. Why do you think most men don't commit to that and put the effort in?
They just don't want to lock in, and maybe they can't imagine it even being possible. In saying that, any guy can probably do similar. It's like you got to really say this is my number one priority in life right now. It has been since I started it.
It has to be a high priority, otherwise you can't make the needle move.
Has to be. I mean, like, I've literally got I've got this. This is my pad, mate. You can't see them. These are all dates, mate, for this week. You know, and this is the previous week's, mate. So they're all crossed out, mate. So I've met most of them. I could go through and count them all up. Actually, you can't just do it part time and just go, have a date now and again, or do this, do that.
Is success with women and dating luck or effort?
No, it's not luck. As I say, I might be a little lucky because maybe I look all right for my age, but I've worked on that, and no, it's effort.
So, Miguel, what does the future for you look like now compared to what it was looking like 3 months ago?
Oh, well, as I say, I'm really excited, Dan. Yeah, I've got those new photos coming. I'm excited to see what that does. Yeah, I'm just hoping to get even more and more volume. I want to get to the point where I've got so much flooding at me where I just don't know what to do with myself, mate. That's the plan. I know it seems a bit greedy and a bit crazy, but fuck it. That's what I want to do.
I think what separates you from a lot of other men that I speak to or talk to is that you adopted a little bit of obsessiveness about it. And
I'm
I
pretty
think that
obsessive, yeah.
if you want to be successful at anything, business, dating and relationships, health and fitness, if you want success in that area that's not just average or below average, then you've got to
Mm.
have a little bit more than average obsessiveness about it. What did you say? 50 or 60 dates in 3 months?
Oh yeah, it could be more.
That's
It's a
fucking
lot, man. It's a
crazy.
lot. Is that a lot? Is that a lot even
Yeah,
for
that's
you?
high
Is that a
volume,
lot?
man. Like I was pretty
Yeah.
busy dating when I wanted to meet my girl, and I was around 29 dates in about 9 weeks, and I was busy, man. So
Yeah, I've probably double that, I'd say. But I'm not trying to compete. As I say, like, there's been some
I'm
clangers in there. Like, not
I'm
every date's been great. Like, and that's the thing, you learn a lot. And there's been some clangers. I've been called out. I've been, this, that, and the other. I've been, and then there's been some crazy ones where they've literally dragged me by my hair back to my house to fuck. It's crazy. And so I've adopted the view that you've just got to meet every woman that you're attracted to, treat her always respectfully, treat her always kindly, always in a good way, because you don't want to be the nice guy, right? You don't want to be Mr. Nice Guy, but to a point where she's enjoying herself, having fun. So she leaves interaction going, fuck that guy, he was fun. But yeah, it's volume, as you said.
like, what has the experience solidified in you that you could never have picked up through reading or watching YouTube?
You guys have really taught me that, I used to always think women, weren't that sexual in nature and weren't really that down to, you know, um, escalate. But I've really learnt that if she shows up to the date, she's obviously very interested because a relatively attractive woman has probably got loads of other guys. And I've had quite a few that have said, hey, I had lots of other guys, but I chose you.
Hmm.
I chose to meet you.
Hmm.
And you're thinking, when you come in there with that mindset, it's an assumption that she's down, she's attracted, and so then you drive it and escalate it with that in mind, including trying to, get intimate with her right away off the bat, within the first couple of hours, give her a kiss, whatever, because she's got to be interested. Well, that's why she's there. So I've learned that. And so I've thought, you got to work with that. You got to do that. You got to use that. And look, worst can happen is she's obviously changed her mind and it goes kind of sideways. But by doing that, yes, I've learned that that intent or that confidence often it gives good outcomes, and leads to, and I had no idea. I had no idea how to escalate before that. So and I've learned deep down that, yeah, all women, as you said, have got that kind of, they want to get freaky. They just need to find the guy that can make them feel good. So yeah, I've learned about female nature and about their want to escalate, and just the fact you've got to help them get there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's leadership, right? That's sexual leadership. Not asking permission to be there,
Yeah.
not asking whether you deserve to be there, and then allowing her to choose you from that place as well.
Yeah. Look, the girl I'm meeting at midday today, in 2 hours' time, she's come back with a lot of, I'm very nervous. I don't date much. I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm like, it's totally cool. Hopefully, I'm going to be able to make her feel very comfortable. And I'm feeling good about this date. I'm sort of making up for lost time because I never
Fair enough,
really did
man.
this in my 20s. I didn't know what I was doing. So now I've got the competence, the knowledge, and I bring more to the table than I ever have, ever. So I'm thinking, I'm going to convert this shit. I'm not sitting back. I'm converting this.
That's amazing, man. Thanks very much for filling me in on your journey, man. You're
Hmm.
doing an amazing job, and you should be proud of yourself, man. So you're doing great.
Nah, it's been fun though. Yeah.
Awesome stuff.